Hi, good afternoon. I, Poem Praise 2, would like to welcome you, and peace and blessings be upon you and your family this afternoon. Now, for this afternoon, we are going to go ahead and get into I have a message for the black man. I have a message for the black man. And this message I have for you for the section that we are going to go through at this time is entitled The Coming of the Son of Man. The Infidels are angry. So without further ado, this section reads as such. Who is the Father if God is not his Father? God is his Father, but the Father is also a man. You have heard of old that God prepared a body, or the expected Son of Man. Jesus is a specifically prepared man to do a work of redeeming the lost sheep, the so-called Negro. He had to have a body that would be part of each side, black and white, half and half. Therefore, being born or made from both people, he is able to go among both black and white without being discovered or recognized. This he has done in the person of Master W.F. Muhammad, the man who was made by his father to go and search for the lost members of the tribe of Shabazz. Master W.F. Muhammad is that Son of Man whom the world has been expecting to come for 2,000 years, seeking to save that which was lost. There are no historical records that there was ever a people lost from each other for 400 years, other than we, the so-called Negroes. We have been so long separated from each other that we have lost the knowledge of each other. Even today, the white American slave masters are ever on the watch to keep out any Asiatic influence that might come among the so-called Negroes to teach them the truth. There are real, open enemies. This is no secret. The Son of Man is after the so-called Negroes to set them in heaven and his enemies in hell. After his conquest of the black nations, enemies, the world will know and recognize him, Allah, to be God alone. There is no problem today that is as hard to solve as a problem of uniting the American so-called Negroes. They are like a dead man, totally without life. They have lost all love and self. They have lost all love of self and kind and have gone all out in loving their enemies. They do not seem to want any God to do anything like blessing them, unless that God blesses their enemies too. Fear their enemies is the real cause. The time is now ripe that they should have no fear, only the fear of Allah, who is in person among them to save them from their enemies. By all means, they must be separated from the white race in order that the scripture might be fulfilled. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Ezekiel 36:24. The so-called Negroes have no home that they can call their own. They have helped the white race to own a free country, but they have nothing for themselves. This is the purpose of his coming, to give everyone that which is rightfully theirs. The Son of Man has power over all things. You cannot find a defense against him in a war. Your weapons mean nothing. The powers of heaven and earth today will be ordered to fight on the side of the Mahdi against his enemies. He is a friend of the so-called Negroes and not of the white people. His purpose is to take the so-called Negroes and kill their enemies, although many of us will suffer from persecution and hunger. But the good end is for those of you who will hold fast to Allah and his religion, Islam. They, the devils, are now planning many tricks to keep the so-called Negroes here with them, to suffer the fire of hell, which they, the devils, cannot escape. Fly to Allah. Come, follow me. Although I may look insignificant to you, you will find salvation with us. The white race is excited and cannot think rightly for themselves. The so-called Negroes, Muslims, in their midst are a shelter. But little do they know it. And that does complete our section of Message to the Black Man. The coming of the Son of Man. The infidels are angry. So certainly please hit the like button, subscribe, the notification bell. You'll certainly know when I'm coming with something new for you from I, Poem Praise 2. But until next time, I certainly want for you to be well, to take care, to be blessed, to be well. And it be it thy will, I'll speak with you soon. So, till next time, later y'all.